Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Psycho, and I've got another Walking Dead video for you all today. This one is actually going to be over the long-heard topic of, will Negan kill Daryl? Now, of course, this has been a hot topic ever since the scene came out with Negan picking the characters with eeny, meeny, miny, mo, but it's also been a big question, especially after the newest sneak peek that was released. This is because Daryl's supposed blanket was on the ground by the mashed skull that was destroyed by Negan's bat named Lucille. So of course I start getting a lot of questions of, do I think that Negan killed Daryl? And I'm just going to give you guys a brief explanation of what I think on this idea. Do I think Negan killed Daryl? Most likely not. For one thing, there's certain characters that are in that lineup that would make a lot more sense to be killed by Negan from a storyline perspective. For example, we've got characters like Glenn, whose storyline would line up perfectly. Even though it's in the comics, it's something that would just be perfect for this death, and it's my prediction and preference for who I think should die by Negan. For the secondary options, we've got other people like Abraham, even people like Michonne, whose stories would make a lot more sense than Daryl dying. Now, Michonne's farther down on the totem pole for who I think will die right now, but I think Daryl is even farther down on the totem pole, and I know it does seem like a stupid thing to say when you say, oh, Daryl is a big character and they would lose a lot of fans if he died. That's something that I don't agree with, in which I don't agree with people not watching the show because of one character dying. Now, I would understand if Rick Grimes died and you stopped watching. I get that, just because it's his story. But what I'm saying is, Daryl's story doesn't line up like the other character stories would line up in a better way. I feel like there's a lot of loose ends that need to be tied before Daryl dies, and of course we've had loose end deaths with characters in the past, but those tend to be characters that are kind of red shirts or less important characters. So for someone like Daryl to die, I feel like it would have to be a glorious death. And yes, a glorious death by Negan. I think this would be a perfect way to die for Daryl, just because people love him so much. It would be an amazing way to go out. But as of right now, his story doesn't line up in my opinion, and he's got a lot of loose ends to tie with Dwight. In addition to that, we've also got a lot of hints with the Daryl death by Dwight wearing Daryl's vest, by Daryl's blanket being on the ground, by the smashed body. And I feel like if this was something that really wanted to be prevented for an easy prediction, they would not tease this like that. I think they're purposely making it seem like Daryl just because it gets people a lot more worried about it. And of course they're already going to tune in, but they're going to want to tune in a lot more. That's just because Daryl is such a big character. A lot of times when The Walking Dead has a character death, it's not something that is really given off as an obvious prediction a few episodes before, or even an episode before. I just don't think they would hint at an iconic death like that this easily. This was just a quick evaluation of what I thought, and I've got some future discussions that I want to talk about in some of the next few videos, but I will leave you guys on this note that I do not think Negan will kill Daryl. So you Daryl Dixon fans out there can rest easily. Even though, of course, my predictions aren't always perfect, I don't think Negan is going to kill Daryl. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you all tuning in just to hear what I have to say and hear my predictions and different perspectives. I just think that's awesome that people decide to click on a video just to see what I have to say like I'm someone actually important. So I think that's awesome and I really appreciate that. If you do want to leave a like on this video, that would really help out as well, and I would appreciate that also. Thank you guys once again for watching. Peace out.